Hello, beautiful manifestors. It is Olivia Grace, and I'm back with another video for you guys. And today we are talking about why, how you are getting hot and cold results and what to do to get them from hot and cold to all the way hot, 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 hot. So that is what the topic is today. Before we get started, I just want to congratulate everybody that is watching this video, because if you're watching this video because you have hot and cold results, you're actually so much closer than you think. And I'm gonna explain that, but feel happy about that because you are getting some sort of results, and we're gonna get into how to finalize them and crystallize them so that your assumption hardens fully into a fact, okay? Before we do that, I just wanna say hello to all of my new subscribers, new viewers that are finding me, and let you all know how honored I am to be a part of your journey, how much I love and appreciate all of you guys with all of your outpouring of love and beautiful, amazing comments. I just want you guys to know that they are not overlooked by me. I read every single one. I respond to every single comment, and I will do that as long as I can, you know, unless it's something that's negative or something that is just like I don't really respond to pity parties much either, but anything else, I'm responding, I'm returning the love, I'm sending you guys love tenfold. And I want to just set the intention that this video really helps someone and really gets results, because as I've said in past videos, I am giving you guys my all in these videos. I am telling you guys everything that I feel like you need to know to be able to get your manifestation. I just had a comment that I read before I made this about someone who hadn't been in contact with her SP all month, and literally a few hours after watching my Shift Your SP video, which I'll put up here somewhere, she got a message from him. So this stuff can work, you guys. She did not coach with me. She just did what I said in the video, I'm assuming. So you can get results, you guys, but you have to believe in yourself. And I'm going to say one more disclaimer is that don't give up on yourselves, you guys. And I'm going to say this, and some of you guys might not like it, but this is what's in my head all the time. It's a song called Ho Sit Down, right? It's a very Atlanta old school song. You guys probably don't know it unless you're like from old school Atlanta. But in the beginning of it, he basically says, when somebody's talking shit in your face, what are you going to do? Are you going to ball up like a bitch? Or are you going to stand up like a man? And don't get political. Don't take it, whatever. But that's the only two choices, you guys. That's the only two choices. That quote, are you going to ball up like a bitch or stand up like a man, is always in my head. When I feel like I want to succumb to circumstances, when I feel like whatever is going on in front of me, it's so hard, I can't do it, it's this, it's that. Okay, so are you going to ball up like a bitch? Are you going to submit to 3D? Are you going to submit to failure? Are you just going to go the rest of your life not having what you want? Are you going to stand up like a man? Are you going to continue? Are you going to persist? Are you going to keep going until it's done? It's only two options, you guys. You can't be in a victim state and be victorious at the same time. You have to pick one, and the choice is always yours, okay? So, I am Olivia Grace. I am a manifestation teacher. I have coaching in the description. I have recently, actually today, decided to reopen my email coaching. The prices and everything is updated in the description. I am currently, as you're watching this video, running a flash sale. Now, the flash sale was supposed to be over in 12 hours or 24 hours, which from when I posted it at 12 p.m. this morning. But I meant to post this video directly afterwards so that you guys could see the video and know about the flash sale as well. So I'm going to extend it from what time it is now, which is 6 o'clock right now. So until 6 p.m. tomorrow, the flash sale is in effect. Other than that, it's going to go back to regular prices. I have all of that will be in the description for you guys, okay? But I'm still doing one-on-one coaching and all of that. Now, let's get into the video. So, first of all, if you are experiencing hot and cold behavior, there are a few different things that could be going on. The first thing is self-concept, which I know people don't like to hear, people don't like to acknowledge that self-concept affects your manifestation, but it does. It affects, especially you guys, when it comes to hot and cold behavior, because, and I'm going to put my self-concept videos somewhere in here as well for you guys to understand deeper, so I don't have to go too deep into detail about that. But in a nutshell, who you believe that you are is going to express. So of course, you can manifest around what it has expressed, right? But it's going to continue to express until that self-concept is changed. It will continue to express or show itself in different ways, right? So let's take like an SP, which is where most people are having hot and cold types of issues. Let me see if I can put this down. Okay. So if you are affirming for your SP, but deep down, you still feel unwanted, you still feel unloved, you still have a fear that it's not going to work out, then that you're giving that an opportunity to also express. Okay. So what I suggest for you guys is to find that core belief that is beneath everything, right? Find that core belief. Is it I'm unwanted? Is it I'm unloved? Is it I'm rejected? Whatever it is, and just add that into your affirming, right? Because what it's going to do is make it easier for your manifestation to not only come in, but to stay in, right? To stay in. Now, sometimes it's not always self-concept, right? Which is the next thing that I'm going to talk about. So sometimes you are literally just in the midst of your shift, right? You're coming from your old story to your new story. And when you're getting hot and cold behavior, you're kind of like right about here in the middle. So you're still doing everything great, you know? And here's the example that I'm gonna give you guys. So my mom lives in Florida. So I've driven to Florida many times from Georgia. And when you're driving to Florida, you start to see palm trees a few hours before you actually get into the state of Florida, right? So you start to see palm trees and it's like, oh my gosh, like, okay, I'm in Florida, but you're not there yet. You're getting closer though, right? So here's what a lot of people do. And the palm trees are your manifestations, right? So let's again take somebody manifesting or affirming for an SP. They start maybe getting like, maybe they're in no contact and they start getting in contact and he's kind of nice, but sometimes he's kind of distant and cold, right? So that is the equivalent of you being in between, maybe like in Valdosta or something like that, which is like smack dab in the middle of Georgia and Florida. You're there, you're seeing some results, but it's not the full results. So a lot of people at that moment say, it's not working. What am I doing wrong? And just turn back around and go back to Georgia. This is never going to work. Oh, I'm just going to give up, right? And it's like, no, if you would just persist through it, then you would eventually end up where you're surrounded by palm trees. You will eventually end up where you're trying to go as long as you continue in that direction, right? But as you're shifting, the old story can be still dying while the new story is still settling in. So your job is to continue to persist, no matter what you're seeing. And another example that I like to use is if you were trying to make a black pot of coffee white, right? And you were using cream to pour into the black pot of coffee to make it white. There's going to be times where it's dark brown, where it's regular brown, where it's light brown. There's even going to be times where it's almost white, but it's not quite there. And at any of those points, if you say, this isn't working, I'm just going to stop pouring this cream. This cream just must not work. Then you're never going to get there. But if you would just continuously pour, you will get there. You will get there. Okay. And I'm going to have some things I'm going to tell you guys what I do when I have hot and cold results. Okay. But here's a big, important part to this, you guys, and a big, huge, important part to manifestation, which I feel like I'm going to start saying in every video because I say it and I feel like people hear me and then still say, but what about this? What about this? Right? If you guys allow 3D circumstances to tell you what you're going to have or not going to have, then that's what it's going to be, period. That's it. You're not going to be able to create what you want by continuously reacting and still claiming what's in front of you by continuously reawakening your past and saying, this is the reason why it's not going to work out for me, and your past is as close as this morning. It does not matter. Okay. You have to be able to remove your attention from what is in front of you and put your attention on what you want. Okay. You cannot let what you're seeing in 3D tell you what's happening or what's not happening. Okay. You have to give your mind supremacy, give your mind the power and the authority to decide. Your validation should be coming from what you decide, what you said. Okay. That's how you can manifest with no technique, is when you know that your decision is absolute. It doesn't matter what anything else, what you're seeing or whatever. That energy, that confidence, that certainty, that sureness in your desire is what makes people manifest very quickly. Okay. So stop letting, who cares if you're getting hot, cold behavior? I don't care if you're getting freezing cold behavior, right? You should still be affirming or persisting in whatever it is that you want, instead of letting what's in front of you tell you that it's not going to happen, because it doesn't mean that. There's so many times, you guys, a lot of times I'll actually say where I had no movement in what I was manifesting, or where I had very hot, cold results in what I was manifesting, right? And it still manifested because I did not allow that. I did not say, oh, this means I'm not going to get what I want. I don't care. I'm not concerned about 3D, right? Something I posted the other day was, instead of worrying about where it is and when it's going to come and how long it's taking, put all that energy that you put into questioning and doubting and worrying and all this stuff, put it into convincing yourself that it is done now, you guys. There is no time other than now. There is no moment for it to be done that is not now. Okay. But I'm not even going to go into that tangent because I talked about that in the last video. But so what does it mean when you're getting hot, cold results? Like I said, it means that you're close. Okay. So take that, run with that, right? It can also mean, and I'm not going to skip over the self-concept thing, because for certain things, you guys, it's not that it's necessary, but for you to keep it, it is. You know what I mean? It is. And that's why you're getting hot and cold results, because it's almost like, I don't know. It's kind of like you're passing a test because you're cheating off of the person next to you, right? But you don't really know the knowledge. But then you're going to the final exam and you're like, oh shit, well, I don't know any of these answers because I've been cheating the whole semester. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that you're cheating by not doing self-concept, but what I'm saying is the truth, your I am has not changed. So that's why you're seeing some results from what you're doing, from the action you're taking, from the, affirming and persisting that you're doing, but you're also still expressing that core belief in you that has not changed. So figure out that core belief and add that into your routine. Start identifying as the person who has what you want. And that actually brings me to something that I didn't write down, which was super helpful to me, is when you're seeing opposite results, or when you're seeing hot, cold results with whatever it is that you're manifesting, instead of, if you can't think, okay, I still have it, think about how would the version of me that has it or knows she's going to have it, how would the version of me that has faith, how would the version of me that really believed that I was going to have this or has had this, how would she see this circumstance, right? So it's not that you're saying, okay, I know it's done, even though SP just told me he still doesn't want to be in a relationship, but how would the version of you react to her SP telling her something that she didn't like, right? How would the version of you that you want to be react to the SP telling her something that she didn't want, right? To me, like, honestly, you guys, when I was a kid, I was spoiled. Like, I was pretty spoiled growing up. And so when my parents would tell me no, my mindset was to never accept that. Like, I was just like, I'm asking the wrong parent then. Like, I would think that, or I would be like, okay, eventually they're going to change their mind. Like, no was just not an answer for me. You know what I mean? So that's a way to look at things. Don't take no for an answer. Don't take cold results or unfavorable circumstances as the truth, because it's not. Never accept defeat, you guys. Like, that is really, I promise you guys, I'm telling you guys, it's not this technique or that technique or anything, in my opinion, that makes things happen. It's truly just persisting in the idea in whatever fashion that you want to do that. That is what I notice has done it for me every single time. Persisting in the fact that it's done regardless of what I'm seeing, right? And you can only do that when you're not looking for your validation from outside of you. When you're looking for your validation outside of you and you're not seeing it, or you're seeing hot and cold results, that's what makes you question yourself. Am I doing it right? Is it actually happening? What's going wrong? All of this stuff, instead of continuously pouring that cream, continuously driving to Florida, continuously persisting until you're surrounded by palm trees, right? So another thing that I do when I see opposite results, and this is actually kind of like, my channel is growing more than it's like ever grown, like ever, since I've had this channel, right? And of course I did it on purpose. But when I first started doing it, like, I'll actually tell you guys about it. So one day, like, if you guys look back like a month, not even that far ago, my videos would get like a couple hundred views. You know what I mean? That was it. Now, well, they're going up now because people are watching my videos, but my videos would mostly get like a couple hundred, sometimes even not even 100 views. And I remember the day I posted it. I posted a video and I was like, oh, I just know this is only going to get a couple hundred views. Like, it doesn't even matter. And I want to pause and just say, you guys have no idea how many times I actually almost deleted this entire YouTube. And I would say probably in the last couple months, I was still having thoughts of like, fuck this, like, this is never, like, it's just not gonna work for me. So I say that to say that I go through moments of doubt too, you guys, right? But I just decide to persist, right? And for me, this YouTube was never about views. That's why my videos are not heavily edited, or edited really at all. You know, my videos are not, I'm not trying to clickbait you guys to watch my stuff. I truly, genuinely want to connect with others and help people who are ready to receive and want to receive the information that I'm putting out here. That has always been my goal, right? But I started to obviously realize, like, well, I can still grow my channel. So I had that thought that when I post this, it's only going to get a couple hundred views. And I said, you know, that's an assumption. That is an assumption. I'm just going to assume that when I post, I'm going to get 1,000 views, right? I posted and I got 1,000 views. I think the first video that did that was the 7-day robotic affirming challenge that I did. So once that happened, I said, okay, well, I'm going to say 3,000 views now. I'm going to say the next video that I post is going to get 3,000 views. And the next video that I posted did not do, it didn't, I don't even think it got to like 1,000 views. I think it was the next one or two. So I had clearly gotten results, and then I had cold results. It was like, it wasn't working, but I did not accept that. What I did was I revised it. I was like, yes, it did. Even though I'm looking, I think what it had gotten was like 300 views or something like that. And I looked at it and I saw 1,000 views, right? Right? I posted a quote in my group. I can't remember exactly what it was, but Neville was basically saying, look as though you saw, right? Stretch forth your hand as though you touched. And he's talking about imagining, right? And so even though I was looking at failure, right? Oh, this only got 300 views when I said it was supposed to get 3,000. I said, no, it didn't. No, it didn't. It got 3,000. And that video is probably now at 3,000, right? And then I went to 10K. And again, had some little bumps in the road, had some little, palm trees before I was actually in Florida. And I didn't care. I was like, no, I persisted. And then the next video got 10,000 views, right? So I say that to say revision, persistence, only giving attention to what you want, okay? This trifecta, you guys, I promise you, will have your assumption hardened fully into fact. You have to. To me, hot, cold results is evidence of you still kind of holding on to the old story and the new story. You still want to say, well, I'm kind of this and kind of that. It's always a reflection of you and your state, right? So instead of that, drop the old story. Fuck the old story. Disregard the old story. Disregard the facts. Disregard the evidence that's in front of you that suggests that it's not working for you. Revise it. When you're getting hot, cold results, revise it. You guys, revision is so powerful, okay? It's so powerful. And I'm gonna put my revision playlist up here for you guys as well. But powerful, underrated, use it, persist, you guys. An assumption, though false, if persisted in, will harden into fact, period, okay? If you persist in it, okay? We know the assumption is false. We know that they're not doing what you want. We know that it's not looking good. But what are you gonna do now? Are you gonna ball up or stand up? Which one? Okay? And only give attention to what you want. When my SP and I were after we reconvened, I had a lot of hot cold behavior from him throughout the whole fucking thing. But when I shifted, I really understood that I can't afford to give attention to that though. If that's not what I want, I can't afford to give attention to that. I can't afford to keep saying, well, why are you doing this and why are you doing that? Or keep thinking to myself, why is he doing this and what does that mean? No, I need to continue, instead of giving that attention, paying that attention, that energy that is so useful, and paying it to bullshit that I don't want to experience. I'm going to instead use that attention and use my imagination to see what I want, to hear what I want, to imagine what I want. Okay? And it honestly does not take long, you guys. Like I said, if you're already seeing hot and cold results, you're already about there. Just continue and persist through, you guys, okay? So I'm intending that helps. Email coaching and regular coaching in the description. Subscribe, you guys. I'm going to be doing flash sales more often. So if you guys want to be notified about that, then hit the notification bell so that you're notified when I post, so that you can catch them, okay? But subscribe, share, comment, all of that. I love you guys a million bajillion, and I will see you guys in a video soon.